Hey, we are live. It's Bitcoin Steven with the BTC Guru. How you doing today?
Doing great. Another great
Doing
Friday
great.
here.
It is Memorial Day weekend. Got a big long weekend coming up.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I love
Should
the
be
Memorial Day
fun.
weekend. Here in the island, the couple houses down there, they had a live band last night up there playing. It was kind of fun.
Uh-huh.
So
It's kind of nice because we kind of missed a year, right? We didn't really have much happen at all last summer,
yeah,
and Memorial Day is traditionally kind of the start of the official start to summer.
yep, yeah. This is going to be a good year, and a lot of people are itching to get out. I flew up to Northern California for a doctor's appointment and to see my son, and everybody on the plane we're so happy to get out of the house. We're going here, we're going to Texas, we're going to Colorado, we're going to Oregon, all over the place.
Uh-huh.
And so people are itching to move. I got a pretty interesting quote here. Let me share my screen here. Oh, hold on. Share. You see that?
Here, let me put that up here.
This is like a PSA, public service announcement. So you got to be careful because this guy said he just got scammed by an altcoin. It's basically it has 27 trillion in circulation, which is outrageous. Unlimited supply cap, which means they can mint as many as they want. There's only one node so it's not decentralized. And 25% of the supply is minted just within the last 6 months. And the holders, 1% of holders own 30% of this currency. Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about the US dollar.
Oh, there you go.
So I thought we could start off with that, and I'll stop sharing.
There you go.
There's changes coming. We were talking about it yesterday, and I kind of wanted to continue what we were talking about yesterday about how there's another quote. Let me look it up here that kind of goes along with what we were talking about. Oh yeah. So on May 19th, when we had that big dip down, went to 33 or something like that from like 49.
Right.
That day, the whales, which is anybody with 100 Bitcoin or more, they gathered 120,000 Bitcoins that day.
Wow.
So they took advantage of the retail people that got scared and were immediately selling. They took advantage of that, and they bought 120,000, and they've done about half that since then through these other drops that are going down there, scared people. So it's not time to sell. It's not time to be scared. They're doing this on purpose because they see the potential. When I say these are the smart people, supposedly smart people in the world. They're wealthy.
That have waited a little longer to get into the game than maybe they wish they had, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so they're going to try to squeeze us little guys out.
They create fear in the marketplace, right?
Yeah, and we've talked about fear and how that's no way to live. If you look, there's nothing that has changed. Yesterday we talked about there's a 350% increase from last year to this year of ways to get into Bitcoin. And it's only getting more and more. We talked about yesterday with PayPal. You're able to use Bitcoin in transactions, take Bitcoin, for your goods and services, buy Bitcoin, using fiat money, and also transfer Bitcoin out of their wallet into your wallet or somebody else's wallet. Right. So that is that's basically replacing everything we do with the bank right there with PayPal. Venmo's doing the same thing. Cash App is probably right behind it. And I know Apple's right behind it. Apple in about September, October timeframe will be announcing, I'm pretty sure they're a full integration into the iPhone and their financial ecosystem, the ability to deal with cryptocurrencies. And then the fact that Russia and other countries are allowing crypto to be the commerce or the method of payment for all contracts. It's a legal method of payments for all contracts. It's kind of replacing the US dollar as the default currency. That is still happening. And you see, the price went down a little bit today too. And it's all just fear out there. They're putting fear because they want to accumulate as much as they can before this thing springs up.
Yeah, the on the fear side, you've got China pushing back the other way. Okay, now I used to, I've had quite a bit of experience. And fortunate enough, I've been to China half a dozen different times, starting back as early as like 1997. And our host out there was a billionaire that owned a half a dozen different fiber optic cable manufacturing plants.
Yeah.
Right, and from one of the biggest challenges that they had back there in China that he had as a 29-year-old billionaire, right, was getting money out of the country. Okay.
Yeah.
Really, really big problem. Okay. They spent a lot of time and a lot of effort trying to move money out of the country. And that's why China is taking such a hard stance on this. China, guys, China's a communist country, right? They control everything different. It's not a democratic society. They do not want decentralization. Okay. They've been fighting like hell to keep the money in the country. And Bitcoin has just made it too easy to move things around the world, and it's too easy for, these people to be able to get their money out of the country. And China's just super resistant to that. So that's another place where you get a lot of this fear driving, right? Because you got the largest, country in the world by population kind of fighting back on the other side, so it's a real interesting, when you look at the political alignments then, right? You got communist democratic society, the democratic societies have been pushing back against this, right? But they can't stop it. Okay, where the communist countries, they can pretty well kind of try and stop it, or at least let them, really try and think they're going to. Because
all that happens is all the money leaves. Every time India says, "Oh, we're gonna clamp down on crypto," billions of dollars in crypto leave.
Right.
They go to addresses that are held outside of that country.
Right.
It's really easy to move. Just as a review, if you have a wallet and you want to move it to another wallet that you created, you just do it. It's real simple. Most of the time, it's free, and most of the time, it takes minutes, if not seconds. Right. When the networks are really, really hot and heavy and a billion transactions are happening, it may take an hour or so, but it's very quick, very easy, like you said, and moving it anywhere to any address, and whoever holds the password for that address basically controls and owns that address.
Right, and that's why China's coming down real hard on the mining and everything else out there, because they don't want people to be able to move the money out of the country. They want to have total control, and this is such a great opportunity for everybody to get involved here. Get yourself on the Cash App, and go in or PayPal now or Venmo, and go out and see how it works, and put a little bit in there, because it's like, think about it, you get paid in dollars. People in the U.S. here, people get paid in dollars, and you get paid in something every couple of weeks or however often you get paid, and you get paid in something that by the time you get paid again, the money's always going to be worth a little bit less, right?
Yeah.
If you just go ahead and put some of that into something that's actually going to continue to, grow in value, because of the algorithmic scarcity, you're always going to have something that's going to go up, and you have to understand that both sides have a reason to push back, and somebody's trying to always drive the price down, and somebody else is always trying to drive the price up. But if you're in it for the long term, you just don't need to really worry too much about that game. You just got to understand that you're in it for the long term, and you made a right decision to get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And when June hits, I think we're going to see some crazy movement in cryptocurrency. So I would suggest, if you're new to this and you're just hearing what we're saying, go out and get a digital wallet. The one I use on the iPhone is Jaxx, Jaxx wallet, and a great one for the desktop is Exodus wallet. You just download it, install it on whether you have a Mac or a PC, and then you could go out through PayPal or Cash App or get an account on an exchange like Gemini or Kraken with a K, and go buy transfer some your U.S. dollars or your whatever your currency is, and get some cryptocurrency. It's real simple to do it, and the time is to do it now. That you got a great price happening right now, so it's time to buy, in my opinion.
I also was reading here another thing that's be kind of valuable is the IRS is going to be sending out tax credits now for people that have got kids. Okay.
Right.
So like, kids, from what I understand, like from 6 to 17, people are going to be getting like, $250 a month per kid. And if they're under 6, they're going to get like $300 a month per kid. Okay. That's going to be coming. And that's going to start, I think, next month. And when that does, I mean, that's going to give you something to where, you put a little bit of money in, put a little bit of that away into some Bitcoin,
Yeah, I tell you, the best college savings account is to buy some Bitcoin for your kid.
Absolutely. And if the IRS, I mean, if you can get if they're going to send you some money and you really are putting some money away for your kids, then you are thinking long term. Okay.
Yeah.
And, and if you've got kids, you got to think long term, right? You got to think long term. What are you going to do that's in their best interest? And, so, take some of that money and man, I'm telling you, what are you going to do? Put it into a savings account for their education? The school system's broken. The dollar's broken, put it into something that could really truly create some value. And, then they might have enough money enough value sitting there where they, in 15 years or whenever it is they're going to school, right? That,
school or,
do whatever it is they want to do.
Yeah. Traveling abroad is the best education ever. Be able to see other cultures and other people in other areas. Back in the day that, when I was younger, going up through Peace Corps was like, that was awesome. You're able to go help people and see different places and experience different, countries and different societies and stuff. That's almost the best education you can get.
Yeah. You know what? In 2017, I think. Yeah. My wife and I, we had a 2-year-old at the time. And, I thought it'd be a really good time. I said, you know what? I've lived in San Diego my whole life. It's like, why don't we just get rid of everything? Let's just hop on a plane and let's just go travel for a while. Our little one's, she's small. It's a good time for her to get to go. And my wife is from the Philippines and she's the youngest of 14 kids. And we literally, we started our adventure out in Thailand. And, we were pretty much went Airbnb and Uber for 2 years.
Wow.
2 years, just going into different places, into different, hold on a second here. I got people trying to do stuff here.
Yeah, this is going to start happening more with
Spam. We get people trying to spam stuff in here and saying that they're us.
And anybody who's screaming about Bitcoin.
Yeah. If anybody is ever out here listening to us and you see a post from somebody saying that they're the Bitcoin Learning Academy and that they're, we want you to send us Bitcoin. We don't want you to send us Bitcoin. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a scam. Okay. There's people in there. There's all kinds of these scams going on out there. And, I was reading that just the other day when you're talking about that, actually, there's been people out there that have made tens of millions of dollars impersonating Elon Musk.
Yeah, I know.
And they go out and say, hey, I'm Elon Musk and I've just made, I'm just going to give this to people who do this. And it's crazy. It's crazy, guys. Don't do that.
No, and it's so, it looks totally legit sometimes. You got to be very careful. You never send Bitcoin to somebody unless you know what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
If you're buying a car from somebody and they say, send me Bitcoin, yeah, go ahead, send them Bitcoin. But if this is a random person asks you to go, it's the same. Basically giving them the PIN to your bank account. They'll just take it. So be very careful.
Yeah, definitely be careful with that kind of stuff. It's just such a cool time to be able to do this kind of stuff. Like I said, we were traveling around all over, and I was able to use Bitcoin. This is back in 2016, 2017. I was actually consulting on a project out in the Philippines. I was getting paid in Bitcoin, which was really cool. And, even back then, it was a lot harder to kind of move it around and really convert it into the kind of cashes that you wanted to. But it really wasn't that difficult, but it's so easy now. It's just so easy now. And, when you're talking about being able to go and travel, it's just so fun to be able to do that. We're actually going to go back in, I think November, we're going to go back for a couple more months and spend some time out there. Yeah, with their families. You didn't get to home because of the pandemic, so travel's a bit brutal.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. So you know what? We'll make this one a short one today, but just it's time to take action. Go. The biggest hurdle is just getting a wallet open and getting your first little piece of Bitcoin. And don't be scared of the price. You don't have to buy one whole Bitcoin. You can put $100 into it.
Yeah, put 100, put 50, do something. Put something in there. And think of it, again, think about like for your kids or something, okay? That where you're not doing it where you don't got to get it back for tomorrow. We're not talking about their lunch money for next week, okay?
Right.
And if you, as long as you have that kind of insight, or that kind of a plan, you're not going to have the frustrations, and you're not going to wake up and go, "Oh my God, I just lost." You didn't lose anything. The price went down.
You don't sell, you don't lose.
There's two sides to everything. There's somebody always going to be trying to push fear. Now, fear, again, is false evidence appearing real. But when you have billionaires that control media companies, they can pretty much push whatever kind of message that's most beneficial to them.
Yeah.
And if you don't think they do that, well, then why do you think they bought the company? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, who wants to own a newspaper? You can go buy one anywhere. Who wants to have 1 million of them, right?
Yep.
You're only doing it because you want to be able to push your beliefs and get your beliefs out in front of somebody. So, anything else you got today?
That was it. I just kind of wanted to kind of wrap up what we were talking about yesterday, and this is next time we talk to you guys, we're going to be in June, June's the month. In my personal opinion, this is based on this is me talking here. I'm not giving you financial advice, but now's the time.
Yeah. Second quarter is going to be pretty much over pretty soon. Second quarter of the year. Okay, and once the second quarter's over, their earnings are out. Shareholders are meeting. They're seeing what's been happening, and they're saying, "Hey, look at all this money we got sitting here that's just sitting on our balance sheet, not doing anything." Why don't we? Let's put it into this other store of value. It looks like it's a pretty solid play, and there's so many Fortune 500 companies out there that got tens or hundreds of billions of dollars in cash sitting there. I mean,
I know they got a lot of cash.
If every company put 2% of their cash reserves into Bitcoin, I mean, you'd have a freaking $2 million Bitcoin.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, Warren Buffett alone, I think he's like something like 29 billion in cash right now. So he's losing more than 2.9 billion a year because of the devaluation of the US dollar. Yeah. But that's a lot of money to be sitting there just watch disintegrate into nothingness.
Yeah. And Carl Icahn, is another one. I mean, he's kind of around the same Buffett age.
About the age, right? Yeah,
the same age, and he was totally against cryptocurrency. And now at 84 years old, he came out and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy probably at least $1 billion to $1.5 billion in cryptocurrencies."
Yeah, and he's getting into the network part of it big time, which means the whole operational part of it.
Right. So that's one 84-year-old that's like is willing to be open to what the real future is.
Absolutely, yeah.
Buffett, I think, is kind of really stuck. Because you just can't make sense of the fact that, it's not going away. I mean,
no, it's not going away.
All right, guys. Well, hey, everybody have a really happy, healthy, safe Memorial weekend. Good start to the summer, and we will be back and be talking to you
on Tuesday.
On Tuesday. All right.
Yep.
All right, man. Have a good one.